All right. Da, 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 da. How was everyone's weekend? Good?
Good.
Good, good. Anybody do anything special?
Work.
Work, work, work. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am proud to say yesterday we had um I hope of my three children, my youngest, a high school graduation party here at my house. So,
Congratulations.
so yeah, it's my last one. I hope. I don't, and look, as far as I know, not as teasing. we were we we were concerned about the rain and everything else because it rained in the morning. We had it in the afternoon. It opened up, so everyone seemed to um, came and had a wonderful time. And with that, of course, when you have a graduation, what any type of gathering, at least in our house, we make certain that there's plenty of food and we had more than enough food. So if anybody's hungry, come on over. We got a whole bunch of banging chicken, fried catfish. We still got macaroni and cheese, collard greens, string beans, salad, cake. I
Oh,
got plenty.
goodness.
So come on by.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I wish you lived around the corner from me.
Look, this I had one of my young ladies, a client that I've known for over 20 some odd years. Uh, she was like, "Hey, Mr. Wilson, I was just calling because I just wanted for us just to check in and just let you know that I'm thinking of you." She's a first time home buyer, taking her time and everything. And I was like, "Well, Andrea, I'm glad to hear from you." She said, "Well, I have a question that I want to ask." I said, "I tell you what." I'm here at the house. This is Faith's graduation party. We're winding down. But if you're not that far away, come on by. We got plenty of food. And she says, "Yeah, I'll come on by." So I text her my home address, and she came and stayed with us for a couple of hours, for like 3 or 4 hours. She just came on by, and we was just talking, and she left with a big old doggy bag full of all of this food, and we just laughed. I said, "I just called you up to check in, and here I am coming over your house and eating up all of this food." I said, "There you go. We had plenty." So yeah. So if anybody wants to come over for lunch, let me know. Come on by. We can have lunch at my house because I got plenty of food.
We should have been having a meeting at your house this morning.
I was not look. We was not thinking that all the food that we ordered there'd be that much left over. We got a table and we have all these pans, these aluminum foil pans just filled with food all the way to the top. And I was like, my son, he's 22. I was like, what are we gonna do with all this food? Of course, my son said, we're gonna eat it. He's just as happy as he could be. We have that much food left over. And yeah, we have that much food left over. That is not an exaggeration. Um, okay. Let me print this out and then we can get going. Um, Today is session 20. Um, and we got three more sessions remaining. Um, and then what I'm going to start doing, I've been mentioning, doing more review of some of the items that we spoke about previously, and then for us to concentrate on finishing strong. For us to start putting everything together. So I'm going to start every week, continue to review, so that when this is over, we will all be fanatical prospectors, knowing what all we need to go over and what we need to implement in order for us to stay on target with our goals. All right. What I want to do is share my screen. Today I'm going to follow this outline a little closely, just so we can stay on target. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Let's first talk about last week, which I thought was a very good session. Little unique, but I thought it was good. Last week, chapter 18, in-person prospecting. And one of the things that I thought was interesting was because the author came up and said, I did some research for in-person prospecting for realtors. The number one business that they might consider wanting to get leads from, mortgage loan officers. Next was title companies. I thought this was good. Divorce attorneys, estate attorneys, and financial advisors. The one question that I forgot to ask, I'm going to ask now, and I'm just, because you know me, I'm always curious. I'm not afraid to ask the question. For your respective business, how many of you get referrals from any of these four type of businesses? Loan officers, title companies, divorce attorneys, estate attorneys, financial planners, and CPAs. Just curious. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I've talked to several realtors, and they said they get no leads from loan officers. I was like, really? I said, none. That's one, yeah. Um, so I'm just curious.
So Clivia haven't got any leads from you.
Yes. Be honest. Yes.
So,
However, I did receive a lead from a loan officer, but it didn't work out. But at least he tried.
Yes. Anybody?
I think that when it comes to loan officers, when it comes to title companies, I think that there's the ratios are so imbalanced. Like, let's say you know 100 realtors, but yet you get maybe one or two leads a year, if that, that you can give out to someone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And because loan officers deal with realtors as a part of their business, and we deal with title companies, again, the ratios are just it's too wide of a ratio. I don't know what you guys are doing to get additional leads to give to other people, other than maybe your sphere or people that you do know. And then when you do get that, what is that, what would that rotation even be like for a lender? And I know a lot of lenders cater more so to people who give them the most deals. So I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. It's not one that I've had. Has anyone else had that?
I haven't. I'm like you, Chanel, when I think about um title companies and lenders, how many outside people, because most of their business is coming from a real estate agent. So of course, if the agent's coming to them with someone, or someone that even takes years to bring along, the lender's going to take it back to the realtor who brought the lead to them. So, unless they have a outside source of getting leads, then they're working with the people who brought the lead to them initially anyway. So they may not have a whole lot of outside leads to give
Yeah. And
to agents. That's our thought, Fred. You tell
no,
us.
no. Look, Kim and I. Well, look. Kim is like a package. She and Claudette Davis work together.
Mhm.
And I know one of our clients we've been working with for a while.
Mhm.
So that is good. And for me, you're not hurting my feelings at all, because it is difficult, and I'm be upfront with you. Occasionally, do I get leads? Occasionally, and Chanel, I'm just the one that we had that referred to you was Miss Butters, but that was the one that we were talking about, and I think you knew the father, and it just worked out pretty amazing that when we were talking, that, correct me if I'm wrong, you knew the father as well, correct?
So on the lead that you gave me, no, I didn't know her father. It's just one of those things where
Yeah,
it can be timing. You know what I mean? And then because of how I work and where I work, and I think that's important too, you get a lead depending on what that person is doing and the personality types. It's also important that you connect them with the right person.
right. So
So
yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah. I mean,
anyway, she ended up with a house in Colonial Beach because I do service that area. So
and I'm gonna be honest with you. Snell is one of the few realtors that I know that really distance doesn't have that big of an issue. And she was willing to drive, and she drove. You ended up at Colonial Beach, but that's not where you started. You started driving.
that's not where I started with her because I she wanted to be out in, out near Warrenton and different places like that. But I knew in order to get what she wanted and get the best value and get a newer house instead of something from 1960s, that's where we needed to be
Yeah,
in her price point. And then when I introduced her to the area, she fell in love with it. We found a great house, and as they say, happy ever after.
yeah, yeah. And so for me, on a given year, gosh, out of all of my prospects and leads, I might have, you see, I'm be honest, two or three a year, if that, at the most. Yeah. Um, but I do my best, of course, to stay in contact with all of my realtor referral partners, which is each one of you. That is my business, because in most cases, individuals do not start their how their home buying process with a loan officer. They don't. They start out going directly to a realtor, and then the one thing that I'm mindful of, in many cases, I've never asked this question, and I'm not really interested. I don't know how long it takes from the time uh, a buyer interacts with a realtor. How long does it take a realtor to say, okay, now I'm able to refer that buyer to a loan officer?
Oh, that's immediately.
I was going to say I do it immediately.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
immediately.
Oh
We
yeah.
we are not wasting our time with people who cannot qualify, and not that we're not going to continue to work with those people. It's just that if
Yeah.
you're not able to buy and I'm spending time looking for houses or getting ready to show you houses and I don't even know you're qualified to buy at this time, I'm wasting their time, my time, and everybody's time. So that's why as realtors, which I'm sure most of us, if not all of us on this call do, we figure out where the client is before we even engage in showing houses, or because you guys are the first line of defense because we need to know what's the buying power so we can know how
Mhm.
to deal with this client.
Yeah, I agree. Now, let me ask this question. What about title companies, I know is just going to be extremely difficult unless you just have an in with a small real estate attorney or whatever. But that's going to be, I know, a little more challenging. Divorce attorneys, estate attorneys, financial advisors, or CPAs.
Divorce attorneys are something that I said I was going to target, but I have not done that as yet.
Okay.
Has anyone else?
I met
No, I haven't.
one and she's a realtor herself. I'm like, yes, let me move on.
But yeah,
I
I
personally have worked with many estate attorneys because I do a lot of estates, but I'm always the one bringing them, calling them. They never have called me and say, "Hey, look, I want you to help somebody with this." And
okay.
that's the main ones that I have worked with. Never got a referral from a title company or
Yeah,
an attorney.
yeah, title companies I know is going to be tough. That's going to be very tough. Because very few buyers or sellers, the first person that they're going to talk to, unless they're going to call a title company. That's just going to be rare. Um,
I
yeah,
think if you get a referral from a title company, it's going to be a personal reference, somebody they know. And
correct.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not, I'm not getting that. I don't know if anybody else is
Mm-mm.
getting that, but that probably would be the only way.
Yeah. So is it, well, let me ask this question. Is it safe to state that the majority of the referrals that you do receive is going to be from existing clients or past clients?
Yes, I
Okay.
would say that.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes other realtors, if they're
Okay.
outside the area,
Yeah.
Hmm.
we
Okay.
refer.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Um, and so that was in terms of the different examples of businesses that you potentially could get a referral from. And I put this in because this is so true. The number one purpose when you do in-person prospecting is to get qualifying information. That is the number one objective. When you meet with person in person, you're trying to see where they are, get as much information that you can in order for you to put together um, ways where you can benefit that individual. Um, and uh, each person on this call, I've been in person. If we go back, yeah, we had a meeting, and I was just taking notes, trying to see, okay, how can I be a benefit to you? I always that's one thing I'm always about. What is it that I can do? What is it that I can do to help you out? Because I know the more that I help you, the better off it's going to be a benefit to me. And one of the things that I enjoyed the most, and I'm thinking about over the past couple of closings that I've had within the past 30 to 60 days, on the buyer side, I don't think I've had one realtor um, text me to ask me the status of the file. Not one. I had the listing agent first time we were working together. She was text to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you text me." So I was like, "Well, this was me." I was like, "Well, I need to do a better job to ensure that you know the status." And so she didn't call me again. But that is the one thing that I do to make it easier on each of you, where you're not wondering what is the status of the file. I don't want you to pick up the phone and ask me. I should be I should be telling you the status so that you don't have nothing to worry about. It's not always easy, but that is my objective, to make it easier on you. That's what I said. I want to make it easier on you so you can concentrate on bringing in additional business. Okay. Um, any question on in-person prospecting? Okay. And my favorite part next is, does anyone want to share any information about success stories or anything else regarding your prospecting from last week or anything else that you may want to share?
Well, I had some good experiences yesterday because I was like, it's raining and I'm in, and I was planning on doing it Saturday, but didn't get home till late. So I called maybe 6, 7 people yesterday and got some pretty good responses. I have one lady that's referral. She's older, and I have 3 people that say they want to sell. And then I really need to gather more information because to me, if you say you just want to sell, where you going to go? So I appreciate that that they saying they would like to sell, but 3 of them say they have no idea where they're going to go. So I'm like, that's a concern to me. Okay, I'm going to sell your property and you have no idea where you want to go. So I'm trying to, connect with them to see if I can get them over to talk to you to figure out, unless they're going out of state. I haven't really gotten a point. I have one client, one person. I'm getting ready to list her townhome, and she says she don't have any nowhere she's going. But I sold her the townhome 4 years ago, and I'm kind of hesitant because where are you going to go? I mean, I don't have to worry about that, but those are the concerns that I have. Where are you going to go if I just sell your place?
Very good. Well, normally I don't do this, but I'm going to give a plug for Fred Wilson. Of all the type of calls and different ways where I can assist either buyers or sellers, what I have found that what I enjoy the most is assisting individuals with trying to figure out what they're going to do um is after they sell their home, where is their permanent home going to be? How are they going to be able to afford it? And that is when I do the most significant amount of number crunching and just talking things through. I have found myself enjoying that more than anyone else, where I find it a blessing where they're coming and talking to me, where I'm guiding them on in many cases, the last real estate transaction of their life. And they're relying on me to assist them with that decision. That's humbling. I enjoy it. I really do. And in some cases where they're moving to, and especially if they're selling a home up here in Northern Virginia and they get enough cash and they want to move to Florida. Perfect example. I had a client of mine, church member. That's exactly what I did. I walked her through the whole process. Um, she went and bought a new home. I didn't make a penny on this transaction, but I guided her through the whole process and we crunched the numbers. Based on the numbers that we crunched, she went and found a house in accordance to how we crunched the numbers. And I just enjoyed that immensely, where she took my recommendations and it worked. And to me, the best part about this is now with her retirement income, her housing payment is so low that now she's able to travel and do anything else that she wants. And so those are the things, those are ways or the type of transactions that I really enjoy the most because I understand the importance of it.
Where did she move to in Florida?
Palm Coast. Palm Coast is on the lower eastern part of Florida.
My parents used to live there.
Okay.
And my grandparents.
Wow. Is it growing?
Yeah, they moved from here and moved to Palm Coast
Yeah.
And when my mom was diagnosed with ALS, they moved back up here. My parents did first.
Okay.
And then my grandfather passed away in Florida, and my grandmother lived there a number of years afterwards, and then she moved back with my parents up here. But yeah, they're all from Maryland, and they all moved to Palm Coast.
Yeah. That seems to be an area that's more affordable, and I guess it's being built up. I've never been there, but
It
they love
it
it.
is
Yeah.
much more built up and it was much more affordable until people from New York and the DMV kept saying, "Oh, it's so cheap. It's so cheap." It's not. It's less expensive than here, but
Yes.
it's nowhere near as inexpensive as it used to
Used to
be.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true there.
If
Yeah.
anything.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah. All these people from Northern Virginia going down there, and paying cash for homes. Yeah, we had another friend of mine down in outside of Charlotte. Uh, they were commenting about how many other neighbors relocated from Arlington, Alexandria, okay, and they're all on the same street, and they just laugh, all on the same street, and they all sold their homes in Northern Virginia and moved south. Yeah, so there you are. Okay. Awesome. All right. Any other success stories that anyone would like to share?
So I met a guy in the parking lot of BJ's, and I gave him a business card, and he had this really, nice car. So my line was, "Oh, let me give you one of my business cards just in case you need a new driveway to park this in." And he said, he's like, "Oh, you're a realtor?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh, that's interesting because my wife and I, we just bought a house in Independent Hill." I said, "Oh, you bought back in that new section back there with those new houses?" He's like, "Yeah. So we are going to need to sell our townhouse here. So we'll see how that goes." But I got
That's a
to,
great line, Chanel. I like that. That is
oh,
a great line.
I'm full of them. I will come up with something in a minute.
Uh,
Um,
look. This is Chanel's pickup line for new business. I like that. This is your pickup line for new business. Well, that was
so
good. Okay. Where would you like to go? So the question was, do you have a place to no? Okay, repeat your little business pickup line again. What is it that you
hi,
shared with the
I
guy?
said, "Hi, can I give you one of my cards in case you need a new driveway to park this in?" And I was looking at his car, which was nice.
Where?
And that's how the conversation started.
That is good. That is good. Okay,
I like that.
there you go.
It
Okay,
is good. Well,
all
I
right.
did give out a business card as well to the guy who was installing my new garage um, mechanism because we started talking and he was saying um, that they had a family member who had passed away and they needed to, so and I don't even know how we got on the conversation of family member passing away and needing to sell a home. And I said, "Oh, well, let me give you my card so that when that time comes, I more than understand and, just talked a little bit." And I didn't give it to him the first time he came and assessed the problem, but when he came back to actually install it, had my card ready on the corner. I walked back in and I said, I remember the conversation we had before, and here's my card in case you all need anything or any advice. Da, 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 da. So,
Wow. Okay, but that's all what it is. It's taking the initiative, putting yourself out there, and just being a professional about it, and then you never know. But if you don't put yourself out there, you'll never know. You'll never know. You could miss out on that opportunity. But just by putting yourself out there, you'll never know. And besides, what's the whole point of buying 500 business cards if you're not gonna hand out 500 business cards? If you want to just go ahead and keep them in that long box, put up, in the, in your desk. Yeah, the whole purpose is to buy those 500, 1,000 business cards and just to hand them out. Okay.
I agree. And I didn't, and I did, I think I told you last week I missed the group because I was busy trying to make sure I got all the things done to get ready for settlement on Friday.
Mhm.
And we did have a good settlement. And I always, not always, but a lot of times I forget to do the just sold postcards.
Yeah,
And like you're saying, I really need to work on following up after it and not just going from this deal to the next deal without doing some type of follow up. So this was a really nice little townhome development, Mount Vernon Square. And so my nephew knew a lot of the people there. So I really need to go back, like you said, because I passed out open house flyers, but I didn't leave everybody a business card. So that's something that I just thought about when you said it. I need to go back, at least leave a business card also,
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
get those just sold flyers out.
Absolutely. Okay. Awesome.
Postcard.
I like that. Very, very good. I enjoyed it. So I enjoy these type of conversations more than anything else. Just to hear it and then see how each one of you are doing. Okay. Today we're in chapter 19, email prospecting. As I was going over this chapter, I'm like, oh man, we got to go over email prospecting. I says, I don't know if anyone really does it. And then as I was reviewing the material, I'm like, well, they may do it, may not, but I think it's still important to go over this chapter because think about doing something different. Like, no, because what we have been going through from the initial start is having a balanced approach. No one type of prospecting is going to be the most effective. The whole purpose of us is to have a number of uh, uh, a number of different types of prospecting where we can get business from a number of different types. Different seasons within our business, we may get more referrals from others. But if we have a balanced approach, that will increase the likelihood of us getting business. And email prospecting is no different from any other type of prospecting that we might be involved with. So my initial question is, how many of you do any type of email prospecting? And if so, what type of email prospecting are
I've
you
done it.
doing?
I've done it, and it works.
Benny, who are you sending out your emails to?
So, I mean, before, I think it was last year, I was essentially advertising luxury apartments in DC that we
Mhm.
had built on the West End. So, essentially doing the commercial side. And I was reaching out to all the corporate housing companies. And then actually, I was able to get like an appointment with one of them, get on a Zoom, and then we actually signed a contract with them.
And it was all through just sending out
An
a
email.
email.
Yeah, emails. Yeah.
Wow. And then how many emails were you sending out?
So with the platform I was using, it only allows 50 a day. But if you have multiple emails, then each emails can send out 50 a day. So I would say like 100 a day I would send out.
And so if you could just probably guesstimate, how many emails did you have to send out in order to get one response?
Oh,
Or not the one response, to get an appointment.
oof, a lot. I mean, it was automatic, so it was a lot. I would say a lot. To get an appointment, I would say 300,
300.
1 to
Okay.
300.
All right. Now, how long did it take for you to send out 300 emails?
Oh, let me see, let me do the math on that. Like 4 days, I believe.
Okay, that's not bad. So 4 days you didn't, and
Yeah,
you got
5 days, I would say.
that's not bad. So at least so that one lead you end up getting a client. Absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely worth it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else has done any type of email marketing?
I'm still setting mine up. I did for 1 month coming in July. I'm doing 1 month of Reminder Media, the magazine. Oh, and I gotta remember if I put you on the list, but I'm doing the magazine, 50, I think 50 physical mail outs, but I can mail up to 2,000 do emails. So I'm still putting a list together and it will go out in about a couple of weeks, but I'm excited about that.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Two different approaches for email. Anyone else?
I do follow up with the open houses prospect through email. Like I text them, call them, send them email, like every way I can so I can get to them. And
Okay.
also the newsletter also, like I send the quarterly through
Quarterly
email.
though. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Three realtors, three different ways of email prospecting anymore.
I've done like batch emails to
Hmm.
my database before.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So it seems like each one of you are doing some version of the email prospecting, and it seems to work. Okay. All right. Now, um, the author came up with three rules that I thought were very important that I wanted to just to highlight and just to see how it is because number one in 2026 um, can be a challenge. Rule number two is challenge, and number three definitely is even the highest challenge. So the first rule number one is your email must get delivered. And with all the different filters that companies are utilizing to minimize the number of unexpected emails that are coming through and to make certain that our emails that we might send out are not classified as being spam. And I was somewhat impressed that with you guys sending out batch emails, especially you, Benny, that someone was able to open it up. The author recommended not to do what the majority of you are doing, which is batch emails. What he was recommending is to send an email out one at a time. I'm like, oh my goodness, that could be a lot. You do it one at a time, and it could take a lot of time. And I was curious, but to see that you are sending out batch emails and people have opened them up, there you go. So again, it works. So to me, the rule number one in 2026 can be a challenge, but you're able to send it out and it's still delivered. The next one, your email must get opened. And I don't know about you, but when I get, every day, I come in the office or even on my personal side, I average anywhere from 50 to 75 emails daily on my personal email. And then I have this program that I use, and it filters out all of these emails. And then I have different ways to filter them out from I call it block the email to to one that is spam to friend or whatever. And so, my goodness, my phone is just going off the hook today. I don't know why. Monday's going to be a good day. But for me, if you're going to send me something, first you got to get through my filters, and then the next, even once it gets through my filter, then I look at it to see if I even want to open it up. Is that true for each of you?
Always. Yes.
It's unbelievable. And the unsubscribes, I don't know how it works, but I keep unsubscribing this stuff and then it still comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, at the same token, just like you are receiving emails and are wanting to unsubscribe as well, emails that we send out, they can do the same thing as well. And one of the reasons, well, one of the things that I had to learn, I had to change my my thinking whenever I send out these emails to individuals I know, past clients, friends, whatever. And when I would get an unsubscribe, I'd be like, "What? You ain't subscribed to this? Why is this the email?" And I was thinking all this stuff. I was thinking all in a negative manner. But then one of the clients, he just said, "Fred, I just get so many emails. I just, he said, Fred, I'm just scaling back." It wasn't as though he was not going to utilize me. It wasn't as though that what I was sending he didn't think was that valuable for him. He just wanted to scale back the amount of emails. He still knew what I was doing, and we still spoke. So I had to really think that just because someone unsubscribes to your email, in many cases, it doesn't mean that they're not going to do business with you. They still know who you are. That they just don't want any emails. And I find that is becoming more common than not. That people just don't want emails, but they will open a text. That's what I've learned. May not open email, but they may have a greater likelihood of opening a text. And that's what we're going to discuss next week is text prospecting. Has anyone else had any challenges with people opening up their emails that they send out?
Yeah. I think like you said, a lot people get so much email. I know I do. And there are times when I just have to stop and then it doesn't take you have to I almost have to devote a specific amount of time just to weed through my emails um and it depends on how frequently people are sending me emails that I don't even open up. Like if I look at the subject line and it's something that doesn't pertain to me at this moment,
Yeah.
or I've gotten a lot from a particular, we get emails from other realtors, we get emails from all kinds of things. And if I get if I feel like I'm being bombarded by that person, I will unsubscribe. It's not that their information may not be good. It's just that especially if my email address feels saturated and I'm just going through and trying to clean it out. I don't have time to
Absolutely.
open every single one. And, you know,
Okay. All right. So we talked about email being delivered, email open. Thank you, Kim, because we're all in this together. We all get emails ourselves. And then the last one is your email must convert. Benny's email, she had to send out 300, but that one, all it takes is just that one, it worked. And to convert, yeah. For me, I've never, well, the the individuals in my database for the most part, their names were not purchased in most cases, but just some that were. Um, but for the ones that were not, The third item, your email must convert. And believe it or not, that's what I'm working on as we're talking, is to go back to individuals from I'm going back 4 and 5 years and using email and text to try to re-engage with those individuals to spark an interest in their mind that, hey, what may have started years ago, if you haven't purchased, let's go ahead and resume working together. And that's why I'm saying your email must convert.
I have a question,
Yes.
especially for Samson. They give the really nice newsletter. How many people having success emailing out newsletters?
I do, and I use them also as a handout. If
Oh,
like
okay.
I print, I like the two pages one, so which is
Yep.
like one page back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So even walking in, I had done neighborhoods. Just okay, let me do 20 houses, and
Yeah,
I just go door by door and then knock. Sometimes I talk to people. Sometimes I just leave it there. And my neighbors too, they like it. And that you can use it for email blasts as well. Like you don't have to do it like in a large scale. You can do 25,
right.
you can do 30.
Oh, that's a good idea. I
Open
had
houses too.
thought of it.
Open
Uh-huh.
up, yeah. All right. Now
Okay.
I'm gonna do, boy, this is Fred's little day to do my marketing plug. How many of you are familiar with HomeBot? Or have heard of HomeBot? All right.
I'm
I
sorry, what'd
am.
you say?
I am.
HomeBot. HOMEBOT. I'm going to piggyback on what Clivia was talking about.
I am.
Okay. All right, Kim knows. Kim, just like I
Yes.
said, good. I'm going to use it. Kim, when that HomeBot report goes out, you receive a notification that the emails were out. How long have you been using HomeBot?
Um, Actually, I need to restart it because you re-signed me up. I used to use it before, Fred, and um I switched to another system that I don't like as well as HomeBot. Um, so I just haven't had time to re-enter my people into HomeBot, but I felt like HomeBot was much more accurate.
The
And
values, the values.
the
Yes.
other I can't even remember the other system. I had to ask my assistant
Okay.
that I felt like I get questions from the other be- they the other system was not giving the estimates correctly. So when people would say, "Is this really what my house is worth?" you know, I would have to go back and look it up and really every time somebody's asked me that, those are not the values of the
Okay.
homes that have sold in the area. But I never had that problem with HomeBot.
Right. Correct.
So
Uh,
I really did like it. Um, I think I switched because the other system was free, but free is not always better.
there you go.
So
Well, that's good. For those of
yes.
you that are not familiar with what Kim is talking about and what I'm talking about, a HomeBot is a tool where an individual receives a monthly home valuation, and it breaks it down about your neighborhood. You can do searches for any number of homes. You have to do it by neighborhood. But it gives you a lot of insight on your own home and homes similar to yours. Of all the emails I send out, or well, to me, of all the different type of emails that I have sent out, HomeBot is by far the number one. I'm still averaging between 60 to a 70% open rate every month. Never has changed. For realtors, You can, and I always tell people, and I've even told this with Kim, you can submit in 25 um, individuals at no cost, just to see if you like it. I encourage all realtors, HomeBot, if you haven't used it, just let me know. I can get you signed up easy. You just input in 25 names. So, Clivia, if you're out knocking on doors, whatever, and if someone gives you information, or if you just want to send it out to anyone in your community or on a street, you can do up to 25 names at no cost, and you can see if it's going to be worth it to you. After 25 names, then there is a fee, and you have to sign up under a realtor. One of my realtors, she was using another loan officer. He stopped using it, so she just contacted me because she knew I was using it, and now I'm starting to see other individuals that she has. She has about 150 names or so, and I'm starting to see a number of individuals that previously were not engaged with her are now starting to get re-engaged with her. I don't know why, but they are definitely utilizing HomeBot, and so she's able to see the communities where they are looking at, and it's nationwide. So yeah, that is my second plug for marketing, and it's free. But that is the highest open rate of anything I have ever sent out is HomeBot.
I just sign up.
Are you signed up?
Oh, for sure.
You just signed up, or you want me
I
to send
am
you the link?
creating an account.
Excuse me?
As I am creating an account.
Okay, very, very, very good.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
And if anybody else wants to set up an account, just let me know. I'll send you the link, and you just sign up, and you just enter in up to 25 names. And just curious, just to see how well it looks. But for every single one of my clients over the years that have closed, they're automatically signed up, and I talk with them all the time. They all open up every month. Yeah, I see the open rate. Yeah, and it just averages between 60 to 70% every single month. That is awesome.
So, Fred, basically, it will work best for sellers, right? Because they get the
Absolutely.
home evaluation.
Yeah, I send it to buyers. I send to prospects. I send everybody.
Oh, okay.
I send everybody. Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, sellers most definitely. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But I send it to everybody.
I'm going to try it. Okay.
Okay. So we got 5 minutes remaining. Let me. Well, I created this, of course. You know me and Miss Chatty. I said, well, I'm trying to. What could an example of an email campaign for buyers look like? So let me show you something that I created. And you can tell me if this works. I'm gonna look. There's the buyers. I did 5 sample letters. And this is one. This is this is the email. This is the email one. Ready when you are. This is the topic. When you're ready, I'm here to help. I hope you're doing well. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll make, and there's no pressure to rush the process. Whether you're planning to buy next month or next year, I'm happy to be a resource whenever questions come up. So this is one. And then number 2, has anything changed? Similar. 3, the market may be better than you think. 4, let's create a plan. And 5, I'll help you avoid costly mistakes. And so I didn't know if this is something that you might be interested in, but this is just on the buyer side. If you think these are helpful, yes, no. I was just curious just to see what would come up if you wanted to engage in an email campaign.
I love them, especially the first one, because I don't work with a lot of buyers. I usually work with more sellers, but I really want to work with more buyers.
Yeah.
And I think that those letters to me are really great. And not to have to just think of it and send it out myself. I think those are wonderful.
I'll close this out. All right. So this is for the buyers. Now, let's look at what I came up with for sellers. Of course, similar to values. Like for sellers, a lot of people just concentrate on value. Curious about your home's value. So have you wondered what your home might be worth in today's market? Home values can change significantly over time, and many homeowners are surprised by how much equity they've built. Even if you're not planning to sell right away, knowing your home's current value can help you make informed financial decisions. So, of course, this one is about the value of your home, which is what a lot of people are very interested about. And that's one thing with HomeBot, it's all about the value of your home. That's what, or if you're looking at a particular neighborhood, it'll tell you the values in certain neighborhoods as well. Is this the right time to sell? Email 2. 3, 5 ways to maximize your sales price. Again, just a letter for sellers. What's happening in your neighborhood, and then you can provide information on recent home sales, average sales price, days on market, current buyer demand. And 5, planning your next move starts here. And you can send this out as well. Have anyone tried to use this type of an approach? If not, yeah.
Recently, but those are very nice too. I mean, we
Yeah.
just have so much stuff. We just got to use something.
Well, I am so glad you said that because I'm going to take a couple additional minutes to piggyback on what um, Sherry just mentioned. It is a lot. It is a lot. All right. This is what I want to do. If I can see this. I came up with this balanced prospecting approach. Sherry, I was thinking about the same thing that you just said. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm sending all these people all this stuff. We're going through all of this stuff. So I said, okay, we're going to start reviewing everything that we spoke about from day one. So let's just take a couple of steps back and let's just see what all of this means. So I'm like, okay, fine. You recall when we first started out, we talked about different prospecting types. From doing telephone prospecting, database, email, which is what we're doing right now, social selling, in person. Well, I did email twice. That wasn't intentional. I'm glad this is in Word. And then next week we're going to talk about text, prospecting types. Then we're like, okay, for all these different types, we can send it to these different type of prospecting groups. Past clients, referral partners, sphere of influence, leads, and cold call. Now, in we saying that, what is the goal of prospecting? Clivia, I'll pick on you today. What is the goal of prospecting?
Connect with potential clients.
Absolutely. That is one way. Benny, what is another goal of prospecting?
To make a sale.
That is one. Absolutely. There's many different types of goals of prospecting. But now we're going to go back to the very beginning. One of the things that we spoke about a lot. And I put this under prospecting tools. Do you remember when we put together the Realtor annual income calculator that we all did? One of the items within that calculator helped us to project our income when we got down to the basics was leads. How many leads do we have to generate on a weekly basis? And based on that, we came up with our realtor prospecting pyramid. Sherry, what you mentioned was it is a lot. You're absolutely correct. You can't do it all. What we have to do is to plan out which ones we want to use and to be consistent in utilizing that plan, or in accordance to what we came up with was our prospecting pyramid. If you do each one of these, we say we could do this on a daily basis. And then we have all these different prospecting types. So when you look at it in its totality, it is a lot. But when you break it down to its basic format, we have to generate leads. How are we going to generate leads? We generate leads by doing these prospecting types to these different prospecting groups. That's it. That's how we prospect. We utilize these different prospecting types to these different prospecting groups. That's it. And when we do it that way, if you want to do a couple of approaches on a given day, or if you want to do it just one day a week, however you're able to do it, just be consistent at it. And that's how we came up with this prospecting pyramid. That's it. Make sense? Because for me, this is what I'm going back and looking at for this coming week. Going back, seeing what I'm doing with this pyramid and ensuring that, Fred, are you meeting your goals with your number of leads per week? And if not, retweak what you're doing with these different prospecting types to your different prospecting groups. That's it. Okay.
I also think that we need to look at, okay, we are going into the second half of the year, review what you have done the first 6 months and decide what you're going to do the next 90 and the next 6 months, because before you know it, it'll be Thanksgiving, it'll be Christmas, and Happy New Year.
And then we got to do our year in planning for 2027. And then we start all over again. We tweak this, see what worked, what didn't work, and change it up, and then move on. Yeah, so we have 4 more months to finish strong, 4.5 max, because then we got vacations and everything else. So that's why I'm saying finish strong, and be consistent. Any comments about today's last lesson? Thank you, Chanel, for that reminder. And anybody else have anything else that we want to share? If not, next week we do text messaging, and then the following weeks is really going to be review of everything else, talk about some new topics, and then to just concentrate on what our plan is. As someone says, plan your work and work your plan. Plan your work your plan. Okay. I'm going to send you out the handouts from this week. I think I can send out for last week, but I'll send them out. So please don't think that I'm spamming you. I'm just sharing some information. Okay. If not, this has been a fantastic class. As always, I thoroughly enjoy having each one of you on your call, on this call, and I thoroughly enjoy all of your comments. You're all awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Chanel, can you send me who did your logo? I love it.
I did it myself.
Really?
I knew the answer to that one, yes.
It's really nice. I love that.
I came up with that. So I'll tell you what my concept was.
Uh-huh.
I said, I'm gonna make my own Gucci belt design. So that's my Gucci belt design that I made into my logo.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because I
Very
don't
good.
care. The best name that you can wear is your own. Designer is one thing, but there's no name like your own. So I said, you know what? I'll make
Yep.
my own.
Yeah. I can do Ask Why, and I think it would be really good too.
There it is.
I,
Boom.
ca-
Okay.
I call it human billboard.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I had to translate it. No, what I'm saying, like when you're wearing a lot of logos, like you are a human billboard, you're walking around advertising somebody else.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
last time I checked, Gucci never gave me a check, didn't ask me to help them find $1 million mansion. So you know what? I'm just gonna wear my own name.
Thank you. I learned that not too long ago.
Very nice. I
Very
love
good.
yours though. I just like the way you did it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Let's make it a
Thank you,
great week.
Fred.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank you,
ladies. Thank you,
Fred.
Fred.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye.